Hi, I'm Lucy Parr. I'm a director at First Intuition. Lots to do with numbers, which is something I really enjoyed at school. Probably didn't know much about it then until I went to university and I met friends that were doing an accountancy degree, where I got to find out a little bit more about what it was like. Probably only thought about accountancy as a career having heard about it at uni. Had housemates that were doing accountancy degrees, whereas I was doing economics and maths. Prior to that, I was interested in teaching and then realised that I perhaps might be able to combine the two. Okay, so my first role with accountancy was as a trainee auditor at PwC in Leeds, which I started a year after graduating because I took a year out. So the role was very varied compared to what I thought it might be. Perhaps had a perception that would just be sat behind a desk the whole time, but we had the opportunity to go to lots of different organisations, lots of different types of business in different sectors, which meant that you were learning about lots of different things and not just one organisation. So what I really enjoyed about my time at PwC, being a junior auditor, was the people that I was working with, the different organisations I got to see, and how I found out lots of things I didn't know about different businesses. So I worked on businesses that were chemical manufacturers. I worked where they were building circuit boards. I also went to a valve company and a sweet company. So you never quite knew what type of organisation you were going to work with, so it differed from week to week and from month to month. Generally day to day, no. The businesses that I've worked within in finance have had a relatively even split of males and females. I have found that at certain events, they have been more male dominated, especially certain networking events, but I think that's really changed over the last 10 years. So in terms of women in accountancy and finance today, I think that the career is just as accessible to both male and female. I feel that some of the barriers have reduced, even though that may not necessarily be reflected in a lot of the numbers. But what I can say is that I work with a number of females that are in really senior positions. So I know a lot of partners, senior managers, directors, non-exec directors who are female and sit very high on a board or within an organisation. And I feel that that's the message that we need to be giving out to younger females who are thinking about joining the profession, for them to be able to see that these roles are achievable, for them to be able to see that there are women in the more senior roles, I think is what should be promoted to encourage them to start the career in the first place. Skills that I think are important in terms of the role of an accountant. Communication is really important because you need to be able to explain things to people, you need to be able to have an open and honest conversation, and they want to be able to trust you. You need to be able to problem solve in terms of different routes, different directions to go in, whether this be to increase sales or revenue or to save on costs or tax, for example. And you really need to have that eye for detail and analytical skills in terms of working with the numbers and understanding what they mean. There are a few myths in terms of the world of accountancy. I think one of them historically has been that it's more for men than women, which is definitely not the case. And another one is that you need to be good at maths. But with developments in technology and the fact that we have software that does a lot of the numbers for us, I'm constantly telling people at schools and colleges that actually it's more about making the numbers talk, about being a business advisor and being able to take that information, analyse it, problem solve, and then be able to advise people on what that actually means and how you can help them. Okay, so in terms of advice for females looking to or thinking about getting into a career in accountancy, think about the type of business or sector that you would like to work in, because it needs to be something that interests you. You might look for organisations that already have senior members of the team that are female, because then they've set a precedent and it shows that there is that diversity in the workforce. Don't be put off if the terminology or language used in a particular job description feels more masculine. That's often the way that job descriptions are written, but that doesn't mean to say that they are being targeted at men. So don't be put off by that. Have the confidence to apply for that role if you have the relevant skills and qualifications to do so.